stretching through the forest like something being pulled apart. Then it happens again. Seasoned hunters have stopped for a second, convinced someone was screaming for help. Didn't know it was the feedback of the sound. It was a beacon. It held steady, as if the forest itself was exhaling. Wild animals ignored the red shape. Owls hissed. Coyotes stopped barking, as if instead of fleeing. Dogs refused to move beyond the signs, whining loudly, staring into empty spaces between the trees. Officials are careful not to bark at mountain lions, foxes, rare extreme effects that distort sound. But those who've spent years in the Sierra Nevada know those calls. This isn't that. What unsettles dogs is that the sound happens once. Then someone tries to pick it up seriously. Then footsteps move toward the sound and it stops. Not gradually, not fading with distance. It ends abruptly, as if cut off mid-breath. In multiple accounts, people turn back. The sound resumes. One ranger described the sensation as being answered, not followed. Another admitted they packed up in the dark, leaving immediately, because the forest felt crowded and no one was visible. There are no clear recordings. Phones capture fragments that flatten the sound, tuning it at the depth witnesses insist was real. Audio experts note the same thing at the time. The source feels spatially wrong, as if it isn't coming from a single point. Records don't cluster around one trail or season. They stretch across years, elevations, and patterns of the wind. No injuries, no sightings, just silence, and the certainty that it was not meant to be answered. Those who heard it rarely talk about fear. They talk about recognition, because the scream doesn't feel like fear. It feels like communication.